And we are back on this lovely, beautiful morning here in the land of Australia. In the land of Australia. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of 2021 NA Apprentice Season 5, but now Group Stage 2. I'm your host, Light VIP, and with me, as always, is the lovely casting Jersey. Welcome. Welcome, group.
Hello there.
Hello.
I'm.
What is it? What's behind you? What even is that? What is that? Is that a shark?
No, it's a wumpus.
The what?
It's a wumpus on like a
Oh,
floaty.
it's a wampus. Oh, I can hot tub stream.
Sure.
Oh no.
as you can tell, Light went for vacation. Kappa.
I did. You say vacation. This is what Australia looks like here. Just decided to turn my camera around, and this is the window behind me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what's happening to the duck? Oh, okay, we're back. Oh no!
Never mind.
Oh god. So for
Like this. The software is trying really hard.
It is. For those wondering, I believe there's a new feature in Discord. I don't know when it came out. It must have come out either today or yesterday or something since the last time we casted. And apparently it can try and give you a green screen without a green screen.
Emphasis on try.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty good.
I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah. The one downside is that here, my jersey is trying to break out.
Is it the downside?
The jersey's trying to come in, put me on the show. It's trying to break out here, and around the edges, especially like if you're moving a lot, like like it's a little bit weird. But yeah. Wow, look at that. It's fun. I'm sure Yaku's gonna have a little fun with this.
Oh no.
Oh god, live from Cancun, let's go. But yes, welcome everyone. We finished up group stage 1 last week. We were lucky enough to cast 2 of those groups, and now we're here in group stage 2.
That we are. And yeah, it was a group stage, like the first whole phase 1. That's what it's called. We had some interesting games. We had some very long games. There was the Patty Mac match that took forever. We had some very short games.
Tabo, yeah. Shaking my head, Tabo, shaking my head. Oh god. But yes, we are here now with Group C, and Group C is a very interesting group to say the least. As I quickly just switch over the scenes here, and unfortunately, like last week, there are also some walkovers here in Group C. The most notable ones are that Ruiyichi only played 1 series, so that does mean that Ruiyichi cannot get out of this group.
Yeah, that is a real shame, because we've been watching Ruiyichi go to the top, and it would be nice to see him continue in this tournament, but yeah. Not sure what quite happened there, but I guess he wasn't available to play.
It kind of makes sense, especially because I believe this is like the week or the period of Thanksgiving in America. So because of that, a lot of people are traveling, they're going back home, they're going to their families, and they may not have enough time to play StarCraft.
I don't even know how old Ruiyichi is. Like, maybe he's like one of the younger players. Like, you know, he has to spend more time with family. Like, it's not his choice necessarily.
Yeah. I imagine that's the case. So a bit of it feels bad, man. So we already have 1 confirmed player out of this group, but we have 3 others. We have Future, Bioice, and Dolan. And the reason why I wanted to dive on this group so much, other than of course Ruiyichi being here, which we are big fans of on this channel, is that Future is back, which is interesting. Future was hands down the best Terran player in North America, or United States and Canada, in 2020, last year. Last year, he was the best Terran. And this year, he kind of took a step back. He did participate in DreamHack Summer of this year, and he did okay. DreamHack Fall, he didn't make it. He didn't make it out of the qualifiers, and DreamHack Winter, he didn't play at all, even in the qualifiers. So he's just again been on a. He's been missing. He's been missing.
Yeah, it's very. I guess it's sad, really, because he was the future of North American Terran, and then he kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, it's sad because he's not the first one. The other one was Silky last year as well. Like, he was the best Zerg player, and then he did leave to focus on studies. I don't think we've heard from Future whether or not he has been doing that as well. I imagine so. I imagine that's kind of what's been going on, or maybe he started his career, like Semper, for example.
Yeah, I just know that as I've been following the NA Apprentice Discord, like, I remember Future saying, "Don't worry, guys, I'm bad." Like, okay, it was like, okay, Future.
Yeah, like that, I guess that's kind of what I was alluding to, is that Future was, again, last year he was the best. He was up there. He was taking games off of Scarlet, off of Neeb, off of Estrella, and now because he has been on a hiatus, like, his skill level has dropped a bit, which means he isn't as clear of a favorite as he otherwise would be in this group.
Yeah, indeed. I guess we will see how much of a drop that is, because like, a lot of players, like, they come back and they're actually not playing too bad. Like, it all depends on particular situation of the player, or even their own individual skill, or I don't know what you can call it, talent, I guess, because it's not practice then, right? Because you don't have the practice. So yeah, it depends. It depends what else they were doing at the time as well, like,
Definitely. Meanwhile, as we are about to get into this group, I want to give a bit of or mention, I guess, one free butt touch in the chat. One, be careful. Don't touch our Uko. But Uko is going to be participating in Group D. Today is only Group C. Group D will be next week. I believe the times and dates are on Wikipedia, right?
This should be, yeah.
Yes. So Group C and D are going to be casted by us here over in the CranKy Ducklings. Group A and B are going to be casted by Bioice over on his channel. I recommend checking out the Apprentice Esports Twitter account. They did tweet out, the times and dates for all the groups and when they're going to be played out. So yeah, you can stay tuned for that there.
Indeed. Like, the way NA Apprentice works, it's like one group per day, and it's like different broadcasters as well. So, like, you can see different channels and how they do things, and yeah.
Exactly. Shout out to Renegade X, who he was casting Group Stage 1, as well as another caster whose name escapes me.
Star Force Dim.
There we go. Oh, right. Gravity.
Yeah. Stars Fall Dim.
I also just realized that Stars Fall Dim, you could argue, is a little bit related to Gravity, maybe, but yeah.
Yes, that's why I thought it was quite funny. Quite creative name change, I guess.
Oh, God. All right. Well, we are now going to dive in, and we'll save our TVZ for later, but instead we're going to start with our boy Ruiyichi.
Oh. The one Ruiyichi game that we have.
I know. Oh, God, it's so sad. Exclamation mark Funada Ruiyichi in the chat. He's also representing the team that runs this tournament, Apprentice Esports. It's only gonna, like, this is gonna be his only series of the night, but hopefully he does well.
Yeah, hopefully he does. I mean, as I alluded to before, like, we've seen Ruiyichi for years now, competing in different tournaments, like a lot of amateur tournaments as well, like in the past, and now he appears in DreamHacks and the likes, and yeah, let's see how he does here. Yeah,
he still hasn't, like, broken out. Like, he's been GM and he has been competing, amongst the pro players, but he isn't like your Trigger or your Patty Mac yet. Like, he hasn't had a chance to compete at that highest level of play in DreamHack for his own region, but here he is in NA Apprentice.
Indeed. As we load in to Hardwire LE, we have the Red Zerg player the Red Terran player, look, representing the Alpha X, apparently, according to the contact. I don't know if anything changed since then, but I assume it didn't. It is the future of Terran.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the American Protoss player representing Apprentice Esports, and here for the first and only time in NA Apprentice on this broadcast. Shaking my head. He is blue. It is Ruiyichi. And shout out to Paco, my Paco. Oye, ¿a dónde estás? God damn it, Paco, Mike. Where have you been? Even he's saying, yo, Future's back. He's back. He's back. He's here. How good is he? We're about to find out.
Yeah. So far, saved 2 SCVs from these 2 probes. Why are there 2 probes in the first place?
Yeah, a pretty big commitment here from Ruiyichi. Like, his goal here was obviously to delay and deny the CC, and also to maybe wreak some havoc, but he wasn't able to kill an SCV, and I guess he did force Future off the mining a little bit here with his SCV, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Not something that you see very often when there's no cannon rush or anything happening. And that was kind of the point, to like mind game Future into thinking that, but like, why would you cannon rush it there?
Yeah. It was it was an interesting choice, but Ruiyichi, he does go all the way back home. I think he hasn't lost any one of his probes yet, thankfully. Not yet, as we're getting into this game. And I guess, yeah, my eyes are kind of on Future right now. Like, what is he looking like? What's his strongest matchup? How much practice has he been putting in? As, oh my god, he's opening up with his 3 racks.
No, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty solid build, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where's the 3rd racks? I can see.
Yeah, we should be seeing the 3rd rack soon. So this is a really aggressive opener here from Future. Obviously he's going to be working on nothing but Marines for the time being, and this can get a little bit scary. Speaking of scary, that Reaper is still in the main base, and he does get 3 probes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 3 probes and a lot of lost mining time, as the pros were like just going around the mineral line trying to catch up to it. And it only moves out because of the adept, but there's a 2nd Reaper as well. Like, Future is gonna try again.
Yeah, exactly. Ay. And what's a little bit scary is that Ruiyichi actually canceled the shield battery that was going to be in the main base. Like, he was building it and then he canceled after the first Reaper left. So now even more damage is going to be done. This is borderline. This is too much. Jesus Christ.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely putting Ruiyichi behind. Like, it's not something you want. That said, he does have... I mean, he still does have more workers than Future has, but you know, Terran.
Yeah, like, to put things into perspective, 7 probes have died to these 2 Reapers. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and Future is actually going for 2-1-1, not for 3 racks.
Yeah.
Just saying.
After that 2nd racks, he did throw down the factory and the starport. Yeah. Meanwhile, yo, Funada Paco Mike, mate, where have you been? He's been taking a break from StarCraft. You've been missing from Sentimiento Latino and Copa Hyperion. We hope to see you back eventually.
There's more probes dying.
Yeah,
the Reapers are still in the base.
This is what I mean. There's another Stalker on the way, but like, this is just too much. This is far too much damage.
Yeah, the Reapers are just jumping between the natural and the main, and like they don't really care about the Stalker. Like, the blink is not ready yet.
Ruiyichi, he's just been punished by the fact that he just did end up canceling that shield battery. He's been a little bit greedy here. Bear in mind that everything has been scattered as well. Finally, one of the Reapers gets killed, but 1 Reaper for 13 probes?
Yeah, that does not sound great, does it? And that 1 Reaper is still there. Like, he may not get a lot of damage, but like at the very least he will get the information, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. He wanted that probe.
He did scout the 2 additional gateways here. Honestly, because of the amount of damage that was done, Ruiyichi, he's probably forced all in. Ooh, never mind. He throws down a robotics bay. Obviously, he's still looking to be aggressive. Blink is about to finish, and War Prism is coming out now as well. But he does have, again, plans behind this. He's not just going pure Blink Stalker.
He will move with his Stalkers now, though, and we'll see how much damage he can get. I mean, all the forces of Future are actually still at home, and they're waiting for him.
Yeah, exactly. Stim is about to finish up, and by the time Stim finishes, the army can move out. And this is what I'm really concerned about, is that this army, it can definitely hit a timing before a Colossus or a Disruptor pops out from the side of Ruiyichi. So this is really scary. Ruiyichi has to be careful with his Warp Prism. If he loses this, Future will counterattack immediately. Like, this Warp Prism has to survive, and it has to keep Future at home.
There it is, Future immediate reaction as he saw the Warp Prism, and this attack is denied.
It is denied, but that's fine. Again, like, as long as the Warp Prism is alive, then Ruiyichi is going to be safe and sound at home. The first Colossus is on the way. Charge is on the way. We still don't have Extended Thermal Lance, which we will need at some points as the Warp Prism dips back in. And again, just keeping things busy.
Yeah, like, all this drop is doing is basically just delaying the attack. Like, he's not getting any actual damage down there. No units dying, no SCVs going down. And yeah, Ruiyichi is just waiting for this Colossus. And for charge as well, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we see a massive drop coming across the map. This does get spotted here by Ruiyichi. Thankfully, the observer was just barely able to avoid. Oh god, the scan as the second scan gets thrown down.
I've seen the chat. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, the Protoss army doesn't look too bad with that Colossus. It should be out now. Yeah, it's coming now.
I'm really
careful.
Yeah, I'm really concerned there is no extended thermal lance. We do see a stim forward. Blinks are decent, doesn't matter. The Colossus does come out in time. He's trying to dive on top of it. Ugh. And the Widowmines, they do borrow. They target the Warp Prism.
Ooh. Yeah, GG. even though the Colossus got saved with the Warp Prism from the Widowmine somehow, like it didn't matter.
Oh god, it didn't matter in the end. GG gets called, and even though Future said that, you know, he's bad right now and he hasn't been practicing too much, that was a rough showing from Ruiyichi, not gonna lie. Oof.
Yeah, I mean the Reapers were really the biggest thing. Like, he got so much damage with those two Reapers. Like, you don't normally see that in games.
Yeah, especially at this level of play. Like, we were talking about Ruiyichi and how he hasn't really been able to break out into like that highest level of play in NA. That's true, but at the same time, he's also better than this. Like, he shouldn't be losing 13 probes at the start of the game. To Reapers of all things. Like, to Widowmine, sure, that's fine. Like, there's a bigger investment there.
Why do you think that happened though? Well, let's talk about that in a moment, as we are here once again with the red Protoss. By the way, they switch colors, fun fact. We have the red Protoss representing Apprentice Esports and the United States. Let's hope he doesn't lose this many probes this time. It is Ruiyichi.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 Atmospheres LE, we have the American Terran player. He is back, looking to replace, I guess, Vindicta as the best in NA, representing Alpha X. It is Future.
Oh, with that kind of proxy racks, hidden racks, I guess.
Yeah, looking to try and deceive his opponent. Ruiyichi is going for a probe scout, so hopefully he doesn't overreact to this. We'll see what his response will be to scouting the lack of racks here. Oh my, Future he's just gonna proxy all his production.
Yeah, just proxy everything.
Yeah.
Why do you care?
Oh boy.
Like, I mean, Terran.
Oh god. Let's see, we go. The probe does dip in. He'll confirm the lack of racks, confirm only one gas, and now
he goes for a Nexus.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate this. Look at him go. Doesn't stop.
Yeah. No, I find that it's really fun. It's like, oh, we hope he doesn't overreact. Just Nexus, whatever. We're going.
Oh god, I love it. And he will scout the racks with his probe. He's well aware that the racks are at home, so he shouldn't have anything to worry about. Other than, of course, the first two Reapers, which did kind of kill him in game 1.
Oh no. Yeah, indeed. And they are coming once again. I will say, I feel like it's kind of ironic how this kind of proxies became so popular that people are not surprised by them anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I feel like Yeah, I feel like that played into Ruiyichi just, being confident about this.
Yeah, I have to wonder if he's familiar with Future's play. I don't know how active. I don't think Future's been too active on the NA ladder, so I don't know how much they've been playing. Ruiyichi actually comes back here into the natural base of Future and... can he get the SCV? Doesn't get it, but he will delay the CC.
Yeah, and he also stops the Reapers on their way, so they will be a bit delayed compared to the last game. That said, he does move out with that Adept.
This is getting scary because there are 3 Reapers, and with good enough micro, as we can see, Future, he can just kind of bully this Adept across the map, and he can just keep going. We do have a Stalker on the way. We do have a shield battery at the natural, but that's just at the natural, not in the main.
Yeah, and all the probes are in the main with this single Stalker with no blink.
God, exactly. It looks like with good enough micro, one of the Reapers should get picked off, and it does.
Okay.
And now with only 2 Reapers, again, things can be kind of dealt with.
Yeah. It's going much, much better for Ruiyichi this time. Yeah, he still loses 4 probes, but it's not as bad as it was in game 1.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen worse. We've all seen worse in game 1. We don't need to talk about game 1, it's fine. As Ruiyichi, interesting. He actually doesn't go for Blink. He uses the Twilight Council just for now for DTs.
Yeah, I also like how he puts it right in the mineral line, so it kind of looks like a shield battery or something. Okay. Interesting placement, I have to say.
Yeah, I like it as well. So Ruiyichi's completely shifting gears here, which personally is a bit of a shame for me, just because I would have liked to see him go for Blink Stalkers again, because I want to see what he's capable of, especially I feel like we were robbed of that in game 1, but being cheeky here could be a nice way to get back into this if this goes unscouted and if Future isn't prepared.
Indeed, and so far it doesn't look like he will be scouting anytime soon, because those 2 Reapers went down. There is a Medivac with the Widow Mines being prepared, so we may or may not see a Widow Mine drop, but for now, Future will not be prepared.
Exactly. There is energy for scans, but we can talk about that once DTs do arrive. Meanwhile, we do have a Widow Mine drop. There's no big commitment to it. There are only 2 Widow Mines, and there is no armory behind this. So again, the potential for damage isn't quite there, depending on if Ruiyichi can respond in time. That's the big question. Can he split? We'll find out.
I think this one probe actually noticed the Widow Mine.
Oh god, I think he did as well. The Widow Mine does drop, and we do have a reaction. Ruiyichi, he will not lose too many probes. Oh, but the Widow Mine, it repowers.
Yeah, the Stalkers are there though. Yeah, so everything, the day is saved. There's a bit of lost mining time, but other than that, he's fine.
Yeah, and at the same time, the DPs, they get into the main base. Oh god, the missile turret isn't done yet, but we do have a scan, and the army's already here.
Yeah, one DT gets saved. Oh, this warp is so close to going down. By the way, I like how this one probe in the third base of Ruiyichi. If you remember, one of the Widow Mines dropped in that base just to snipe that probe, and it somehow avoided all shots. Like, it made a nexus, it made some building, it just kept weaving to not get shot by the Widow Mine. It's quite nice.
Exactly. Meanwhile, oh my god, the War Prism does get sniped by the Marines. Ruiyichi being a little bit too over-eager with it. Also, we do have, of course, the missile turrets. What's important is that Medivac from earlier that was able to drop those Widow Mines did scout the Dark Shrine. That is why the missile turrets did start before the DTs hit. And yeah, they were done in time. What's important is not that the DTs were dealt with, but that the War Prism was dealt with, which means now Future has nothing to worry about.
I mean, technically the DTs can still just walk in, but that will definitely be harder than just warping into this empty main base.
Yeah, exactly, and really they're gonna have to be warped in at home to defend. The problem though is that Future, he has enough energy for a scan. Like, he is banking up scans right now. He knows about the threat of the DTs. Shield battery goes down, there is no overcharge. The Immortal is so exposed, and Blink only just now finished.
Well, that said, this bio army may get sandwiched, but there is enough bio. This Stalkers are no match for this mostly Marauder army.
Exactly. The Widowmines even waddle across the map as well. There's just not enough here. The third base, at least the third base is going to go down. Maybe even the main. GG gets called. And Future just takes the series 2-0.
Yeah. GG to Future. So, not so bad after all. Don't believe his lies, huh?
Oh god, yeah, some very solid play here, but at the same time, Ruiyichi did make a couple of mistakes. What's important to note is that this is kind of the off-season after DreamHack, so, you know, there are some players that have been taking a little bit of longer breaks, and I feel like that really shows, especially in Game 1, with the greed that we saw from some of our players, but yeah, with that, GG. Unfortunately, that does mean that Ruiyichi will be coming out last in his group.
Yeah, very unfortunate, especially because most of it is because of walkovers. So I hope we can see Ruiyichi once again in the next season, and hopefully he can do better then.
Definitely. Like, there's a reason why Apprentice Esports picked up Ruiyichi. You know, Apprentice Esports, it's a very new team. It was only formed a couple of months ago this year, and it is very focused on North American talent. And it makes sense that they would pick up a player like Ruiyichi. He has a lot of potential. He's been rising the ranks over the course of the last couple of years. But he just needs that little bit more to really, really break out and perform well.
Yeah. He's like right there on the edge of greatness, as they say.
Yeah.
Like he's you know, he's there, he's competitive, he's taking part in a lot of tournaments, but like it's just, you know, not on the level to beat all these big hitters, I guess.
Yeah.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah, but what I will say is that that's kind of the important thing about NA Apprentice, right? It's something that the players can compete in outside of DreamHack, where they can kind of prepare for their matches. You know, they have something to work towards. That's why there is value here in NA Apprentice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and with that, we're getting ready for our next series,
which is.
I mean, as you can see, it's our Zerg player coming out.
I was just wondering because earlier you said that we will leave ZVT for later, so I wasn't sure if you want to go to it now. But yeah, it will be the ZVT of Bioice versus Dolan.
Oh, exactly. Two of our less profile players, but Bioice has been competing a lot recently. He's been showing up in like Battle of the Americas every single week. He has been putting in a lot of work, a lot of practice, especially after his own hiatus. Bioice was pretty inactive in 2020 and even in 2019. I think 2019 he didn't compete at all. So yeah, it's great to see him back.
I think he was kind of just gone for a few years almost, it feels like. And then like months ago he just came back and he started like playing in everything. Like he's been extremely active in the past months.
Exactly. So it's great to see Bioice returning after many years, and actually at a pretty high level of play. So we'll see how he compares to all these other NA players. Meanwhile, I see Thorn there in the chat. Why are there all these forfeits? All these players in all the groups, they all had a week to get their matches in. These are casted by replays, and unfortunately it seems that some players, they couldn't schedule their matches in time. We were theorizing that maybe it had something to do with Thanksgiving and the holidays coming up, so players had to travel to go see their families. I know Patty Mac had to do that, so maybe it has something to do with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't have like the official information of the cause, but yeah, it just looks like some of the players were not available.
Yeah. Exclamation mark Funada, the United States of America, and their weird turkey holiday, getting in the way of StarCraft.
I had got some holidays, right?
I know, right? Shaking my head.
How dare you spend time with family?
I say as I'm here on like the island of Cancun or something, you know, just on the beach. How dare they go on holiday? Goddamn.
The island of Cancun. Is it actually an island?
I know nothing about Mexico and Cancun, all right? Sure. In my mind, it's an island. Okay. As we are headed over.
If we learn anything from Berlin, they can make it an island, okay?
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
a tropical one.
There you go, mate. There you go. As we're diving into our second series of the night, game 1 of this TVZ.
That we are. And this time, we are on Pride of Altaris, Ellie. Very fancy map, by the way. And we have, once again, I'm introducing the red Terran player, representing the United States. It is Dolan. Who's that duck?
Get your ducks in the chat. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have our Canadian Zerg player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Bioice.
Do you want to know a fun fact? For years, I didn't know how to read Bioice.
How did you read it?
Bioice?
That's
what it says on the screen.
What?
I never thought about separating the words into bio and ice.
Oh
to me, it was just like one word. I mean, that's what it says, right, on the screen.
Shaking my head. Shaking my head.
Welcome to non-native speakers.
Oh god. I'm sure I was similar with one of the other names. I can't think of one now, but yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, especially because it was years ago, like it just never occurred to me that it can be like, you know, two separate sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one word, right?
Did you think No Regret was two separate sounds?
No, but you can read No Regret as it's written, right?
Yeah, true.
That's my point.
Oh god. But yeah, we'll see how Dolan does. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, we casted Dolan in group stage 1 and he did fairly well for himself. So we'll see how he does here in group stage number 2. I think overall Bioice is rated a little bit higher. But this is also where preparation comes into play, right? Because of the walkovers, Dolan only has to work on 2 matchups, only has to work on Zerg and on Terran. So yeah, we'll see how he does. Hopefully no mech.
Oh god. Imagine if the TVT went into mech versus mech somehow.
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
I'm leaving the cast.
Oh god, no. That's why I brought you on for the TVT, your favorite matchup. Oh my god.
Ooh. Yeah, the Reaper plays with fire. He does get the Cryptomore, which is pretty nice, but he was so close to going down.
Oh yeah, 1 shot away. Meanwhile, he didn't just get a creep tumor, he also got a drone. More damage than really he should have gotten. At the same time, almost gets an overlord across the map. His 1 marine was trying to hunt it down.
That it was. But fortunately for Bioice, both overlords are fine. Hiding on the pillars. Actually, I'm not sure if this one in the natural is a pillar. Is it?
It is.
So it looks very low.
Yeah, what's important is that both these overlords have taken a decent amount of damage, and that does mean that it's going to be harder for them to scout later on. You know, we already have marines being in position in the main base. Like, the likelihood of these overlords dying before they actually scout anything important is pretty high.
And there are important things to scout now. As in the back of the main base, Dolan is hiding a fusion core.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Dolan's gonna somehow be on point with the scouting. Sorry, I mean, Bioice has to be on point with the scouting. Unfortunately for Bioice, he does not have pneumatized carapace on the way. He does not have overlord speed. The overlord is trying to get into the main base, but it will go down. It will not get anywhere near that fusion core.
Yeah, and Dolan is showing Bioice the cloak as well. So Bioice will think this is a Banshee. But no, make no mistake. The BCs are coming.
Yeah, mech, no mistake, mate, because from a BC opener, you can go into mech. It's definitely possible as the Hellions are coming across the map. How many queens we have? Okay, we have plenty of queens to defend against the Hellions. Are they going to be in position? Are they going to be able to deny them from going into the natural? So far, looks like, oh my god, they go in anyway.
Oh. Yeah, the Lynx stopped them on the ramp, which is nice, but a lot of Hellions survive and they're now in the mineral line.
Oh my god, that they are. There are not enough Lynx to really chase any of this down. They go straight to the main base. There is 1 queen, but the drones, they're falling.
Yeah, it's just enough space for the Hellions, and 10 drones go down now.
Oh god, exactly. The Lings, they pop out, but a little bit too late. Bioice, he was being a little bit greedy. He had a decent amount of queens, but he only had like 10 or so Lings. Dolan, he saw a weak point there in the defenses. He just went for it.
Yeah, and also the Hens just kept slipping by the defenses. Like they were almost blocked, but not quite, and it cost Bioice quite a few drones. As the first BC is about to be done.
Yep. First BC is going to be done, and meanwhile we do have a mech coming out from Dolan. Again, this is a very common follow-up from a BC opener. It leads very nicely into mech, and that's what we're getting. Yep.
Do I get the phone a friend option? Can I like can still multi-place me?
No. Oh my god, BC does get across snap. What's important is that the Overlord did dip in and he did confirm the second factory, so Bioice knows that mech is on the way, but doesn't even matter because again, the first BC is here, it's in his face, he's targeting down drones, drone after drone. Oh my god, 5, 6 go down.
Yeah, 6 go down. That said, the BC is also like quite damaged now, so he has to be a bit more careful about how he positions it around the queens, but he can always, you know, go back home. Even without the teleport, there's a lot of space not covered by the creep.
Yeah, the thing with like queen defense is that they don't have very much burst damage, so because of that, Dolan, he can babysit his BC, he can fight off of creep, and there shouldn't be a world here where he overextends and loses this BC, as it does get out of range of the queens.
Yeah, and the creep spread is not ideal this game, so yeah, this BC has a lot of time before the queens catch up to you.
Yeah, it does. It's being a little bit annoying. It looks like this hatchery should survive. The BC just barely doesn't have enough HP to really do anything about this, as it does teleport back home. Yamato is on the way, but it's still not even halfway done, so again, Bioice at least has some time to settle things on his side of the map.
He does, and he does go for a Spire, so there will be that. But it's still a while before he gets the forces.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what he goes for with this Spire, because there are two options. One, he can go for Corruptors to just, you know, defend against the BCs and shut them down. Or he could go for Mutas, where if he has enough Mutas, he can still fight the BCs, and he can also try and counterattack and get into a mineral line.
By the way, he doesn't have Bane speed.
Does not.
These Banes in the middle of the map, they are waddling.
God, they are waddling, and we have an answer to that question. He's not going for Mutas. We have 5 Corruptors on the way. That will be enough to defend against these 2 BCs alongside the Queens. Meanwhile, the BCs, ooh, it looks like they are going to cancel the gold base.
Yeah, very nice for Dolan. At the same time, the Zerg army is going to his own base, and they are catching all these Hellions, so they're gonna be able to deal with that, but there is a tank now as well.
Yeah, there are tanks. The tanks should be enough to really push away his army. There we go, BCs are coming back home as well. What's important though is that was a kill, not a cancel on the 4th CC, so this Roach Ravager definitely paid for itself.
And it's still like, you know, being a risky, because there are tanks on the high ground, sure, but like anything that's not in their range, like before the BCs deal with them, they can still get some damage done.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I love this counterattack here from Bioice. The tanks are still not really covering the 3rd base, so it's still a little bit exposed. Now that the Corruptors are here, the BCs can't really push it, and there we go. All the SCVs are forced off the mineral line.
Yeah, and the CC takes a lot of damage as well. Now there's a Reaper, but the Reaper means that also you lose a lot of SCVs to the Roaches. 14 go down in total, and this PC is going down.
Oh, it's so close, but it finally gets within range of the safety of these SCVs. The repair is enough, and the CC barely survives.
It's trying to go back.
Yeah, it is trying to go back. He wants to try and reclaim this 3rd base. But again, Bioice is playing this so well. He's keeping the economy of the mech player incredibly low. He expands behind this. He's got a 5th base on the way.
Yeah. One of the bases is a gold also, which is nice. By the way, that's my favorite base on this map because of the fountain thingy.
Oh, right.
It's really nice. Yeah. The compliments to the map maker. This is a really nice fountain.
Very nice mountain. At the same time, the Corruptors go into the main base. The BCs, they were about to go for a counterattack. I love this from Bioice. He actually gets a kill on the main CC.
Ooh, very nice. And there's only tanks here to defend, so literally nothing can scratch these Corruptors.
I'm so surprised that there are no missile turrets here. The repairs are trying to keep these BCs alive, but it's not enough. One of the BCs goes down anyway. We do have the Yamadas going off, so with that, Dolan barely holds on to his natural. But again, he's on one base.
Yeah, that third is now floating to the main. Oh, the Hellions get caught by all the Lings.
God, that they do. Once again, the boys are forced off the line. The BC is so close. One more volley and the BC falls. Thankfully, now there is a Thor for Dolan, but GG gets called anyway, and Bioice takes game 1.
Yeah, very, very nice game for Bioice. Despite some, not ideal start, maybe. Like, it still played very well.
Yeah. That was very well played there. Meanwhile, Dolan, unfortunately, he overextended a little bit, as in, he was attempting to take his third base, and if you recall, his tanks weren't in the best position to defend it. A lot of the Hellions were caught out, like the BCs were busy across the map. Like, there was that one window, and Bioice, he hit it beautifully.
Yeah, I also like the distraction where the Roaches were at the front gates and BCs went to deal with them, and that's when the Corruptors decided to attack in the main base. That was very, very, very nicely planned by Bioice. He was just picking Dolan apart slowly but surely.
Yeah, exactly. Despite the good opening, like again, Dolan he did well with his first wave of Hellions and with his follow-up BC harass as well. Like, this was all great. Things just fell apart when he just didn't have his units in position to defend his third base, and everything just went downhill from there.
Yeah. So, with that said, let's see how it goes in the second game of this best of 3.
Yeah, this is where I'm a little bit concerned, because Pride of Altaris is a pretty good map for mech. It's pretty good. But on Hardwire, a smaller map, mech can struggle a little bit, so I'd be surprised if our Terran player goes for that again.
Indeed. As we are on Hardwire LE, indeed. And once again, by the way, if anyone is keeping track of that, I want to see if this happens again, where I keep introducing the same players, and by the same... He killed the bot. How dare he? Anyway, this is the red Terran player, representing the United States. It is Dolan.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Canadian Zerg. He is blue, representing Storm Gaming. It is Bioice.
Yeah, but I'm laughing about the intros because the last time we were casting, I kept introducing the same players, and this time it looks like I'm only introducing red players. Every time. Every time it's the red player.
There you go. I'm pretty sure that just tells us that maybe Dolan was the one who submitted the replays.
I mean, but it happened in the previous series as well, and they switched colors mid-series. And I still introduced the red.
Fair enough. As we're slowly getting into this series, and again, what do you feel, group? Do you think we're gonna see more mech, or do you think we're gonna see Bio?
Nah, I think it will be Bio. I don't think he wants to go back again. I feel like a lot also depends on the opening and how that goes, I guess. But no, I don't feel mech this time.
Okay. We'll see. So far, the openers have been pretty standard from both players. Nothing crazy. Dolan, he's going for an SCV scar just to confirm. Okay, it's not a pull first. It is a hatchery. Can now go back home safe and sound. And I kind of agree. Like, it's hard to say, right? Like, on the one hand, you can argue, yo, mech didn't work game 1. Is it gonna work game 2? But at the same time, you could also argue that Dolan probably thinks that he could refine it a little bit more and accomplish more with his mech if he just played a little bit safer with his positioning and with his expansions. So, I don't know, maybe he thinks he can do better.
Yeah, we're gonna find out as the first Reaper is coming across the map. Oh, is he gonna get a drone? Not this time, I guess.
Oh, how good is the target fire? So far, does end up shooting the Lings, so he does not get a drone. Not yet, and in a couple of seconds, the Queen is gonna pop out as well. So this Reaper, not gonna get as much damage as last time.
Yeah, gets one link, but that's about it. Not even a creep tomorrow for now, because there is one. Oh, is he gonna dive? He wants it.
Yeah,
Look, he's really trying.
this time the queen is babysitting, so the creep trimmer will survive. And once again, Bioice is going for a 1-1-1 opening.
Yeah, Dolan is, and
Well,
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, he's going for the Hellions once again, which is what we expect. But we'll see how he transitions from that, and how will the defense of Bioice be, because the entrance to the natural base is, I think, more open than on Pride of Altaris, so the Hellions may get in more easily.
oh, that they could. Meanwhile, the Reaper did get one drone kill. Can he escape with his life? Up, up, up! Oh god!
Ooh, did you see that jerk? He like came back just to change the direction.
Oh my god, that was so close. The Reaper just barely survives. Meanwhile, the Overlord does dip into the main base. Again, we did have a 1-1-1 opening. It looks like the Starport wanted to switch with the Tech Lab, but because of the Overlord, he didn't end up going for it. And yeah, everything will get scouted this time.
And he goes for a Liberator. Okay. Sure, why not?
Yeah, yeah. He's pulling a coffee. And when I say pulling a coffee, I mean this is what Yaku loves to do. You try and attack with both Hellions and a Liberator. Hellions stay at the third base, Liberator in the main, and you try and pull apart your opponent.
Yeah, definitely a good strategy to use. And the Liberator is already on the way. The Hellions will be moving soon, I assume. Steam just starts, so it is indeed gonna be Bio, most likely.
Yeah, exactly. The add-ons are still in a really interesting place here, but they're going to be switched around, and there we go. So we are seeing Bio.
For a moment, I was afraid that they are like blocked by something, but no, we just didn't place anything there.
It's just a little bit wonky, The first Liberator goes in prematurely. Ooh, already loses half its HP, as there was a Spore in position in the main base, so not an ideal start here for Dolan.
Ooh, they all just catch the Hellions as well, and there's more links this time, so this attack actually will be fended off.
Yeah, exactly. The Liberator, though, finally deals some damage. The Queen needs to respond. It finally will, but not before 6 drones go down and some larva. Liberator did end up paying for itself.
Yeah, those poor drones were trying to escape all through this small choke between the mineral lines, so it took a lot of their lives.
Yeah, and I love this from Bioice. He's immediately going for a big counterattack. The Hellions, though, they get caught out in the middle of the map as well. They're all going to get picked off. And because of this Hellion opening, there's no tank. Tank only just now finishes. It needs to get in position before the roaches break into the natural base.
It's a nice position for the tank. He can defend the opening to the natural from here. But yeah, this is one tank, and I mean, there are no Ravagers yet. This is all roaches, so they can't really snipe it. But they can try this.
Yeah, the Deeper's out of range of the tank. It's going to go down. The Lings flood into the natural base. We do have some units here to defend, but again, not a lot, to be honest, and SCVs are going to fall.
Yeah, and now even if the tank tries to defend, like, he may hurt the SCVs, so he has to be careful.
Exactly. They all get forced back into the main base. Marines are popping out. Stim is done. This will get cleaned up, but again, a lot of dead SCVs and a lot of lost mining time.
That's it. Also, I mean, Bioice does lose the whole army in this attack, but, you know, Zerg expenses, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to get rid of the roaches. Like, he's transitioning into Ling Bane. The Baneling Nest is on the way. The roaches were just for this very opener, to deal with the Hellions and to go for the counterattack, and that's exactly what they were able to do. Thankfully, though, Dolan, he immediately recognizes that he's not really under any threat, and he's just taking his third.
Yeah. Interesting enough going for this one, as I feel the one on the north is closer to his base, but I guess for a Terran it makes sense to make the one on the front.
Yeah, like, you want to establish a forward base, especially in this matchup, so you can be the aggressor, right? You can also defend it from the high ground. As we can see, the tanks are sieging up. Hopefully this time Dolan can keep his third.
Do you see this one tank? Never mind, it stopped. This one tank was actually kind of bugged, and it was just sliding on the edge of the natural. It's very fun.
He does get out, and yeah, the game is stabilizing a little bit here. We are going to be getting into that Ling Bane versus Bio. Dolan, he needs a little bit more time for his upgrades to finish up. 1-1 is on the way, and this is going to be a very good timing here for Dolan. Unfortunately, though, like there is some decent creep spread. We do have Ling Bane, ooh, but Bioice doesn't have Baneling speed.
Yeah, the Baneling speed is not even halfway done, and this Bioboy is already on his creep, so he has to be very careful how he deals with this. Unfortunately, this is enough to scare off the Terran.
Yeah. For now, we'll see as Dolan's getting ready to dive back in. Maybe he can find some queens, maybe just some creep terminals again. He still has a decent window where he can deal damage, and he doesn't have to worry about banelings.
Yeah. And now he goes, gets surrounded by the links, but there's a pickup, and most of the Marines survive. That said, this Medivac is getting very low because of the queens.
Yeah, some nice target fire there by the queens from Bioice, so he is able to shut that down. What's important is that we do have a spire behind this, and this hasn't gone scouted. There are no missile turrets at all. Like, Dolan is not ready for mutas if mutas swap out.
I like this spore here, by the way, but it's not gonna go up, and now the workers are in danger as well.
Yeah, that was a really cheeky positioning there from Dolan. So he does deal some damage here to the economy of Bioice. He can't really commit to too much more, but I do like that he's abusing this location just because there's very little creep spread here.
Yeah, like it hasn't gone to the low ground yet, and the rest of the army is joining now.
Oh god!
Ooh. A second too late on that pickup.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, at least one full medevac of Marines were saved. In come the tanks, and this is what I was talking about. Again, no creep here whatsoever. Bioice is trying to take a 5th base, and it is incredibly exposed. Dolan has a pretty nice place here to just push in, and he even siege up his tanks on the low ground to shoot up. Oh god, this is disgusting.
Oh yeah, and the medivacs will give him all the vision, so like there's nothing that can stop him from this position. But there is a lot of links just running into the army.
Oh my god, that's a massive wave of links. The Baileys are trying to find their connections as well. They actually end up crashing with the tanks. Not really the bio, but it is enough to force Dolan all the way back.
This one tank.
Oh no, high ground vision. He can't shoot.
It's just like gonna awkwardly go home. Oh, no. It's like, guys, where did you go?
Oh god. What I will say is that that was a really great position there for Dolan, but because Bioice had done such a good job at droning up earlier, he had just a massive wave of Ling Bane. He had more than enough to deal with the army, even though it was already pre-sieged. But Dolan, he's not done. He's ready to go again.
Yeah, the second army is already ready, and we still have quite a bit of links, but there's not that many banelings anymore.
True, the banelings are only just now being morphed in. This is honestly a little bit dangerous here. But Dolan gets forced back anyway. What I will say is that Dolan, his factory production has been a little bit lackluster. He only has 2 tanks, and he did not switch into Widow Mines, which is a little bit worrisome because we do have mutas on the way.
I mean, there is a lot of Marines, which is nice. Like, Marines are pretty good versus mutas, especially in big numbers. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes. These Liberators are very nice as well.
Yeah, I love this because we have plenty of medevacs. They all survived from the early game. We don't need any more, so the Liberators are putting in a lot of work. Meanwhile, in comes Ling Bane. The mutas also showed themselves.
Yeah, they wait for the moment as the Ling Bane is descending on the army and they are sniping the tanks. The Ling Bane is cleaning up the bio army. There are still some Marines left, though.
Exactly. You say it was cleaning up the army. There were not enough banelings there. There are some banelings behind this, but not enough links to really buffer. So this is dangerous. There's just too much Marine. There's too much man with gun.
Yeah, and more is just pouring in. Those banelings are really looking for the chance, but there are so many medivacs here.
Oh god. Split, puppy. Split. The mutas, the links, the banes are trying to connect here with the Marines. The focus fire is honestly pretty good, and there is that split.
Yeah, most of the Banes crash into this one small group of the army. The mutas, that said, are doing quite a lot of damage, but a lot of them are also falling.
Exactly. The Marines are just too good here. There were not enough Ling Bane on the ground. Bioice, you could argue that he overextended off of creep, trying to force the issue, and now the Marines are just overwhelming everything. The mutas, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, and GG is called. We have a 1-1.
GG, we are going to our ace match. I was a little bit concerned after that first push was honestly wiped out, and Dolan never had more than 2 tanks after that. But mate, who needs tank when you have Marines?
Believe it or not, more Marine.
More Marine, mate. That is all you need. GG. Well played, Dolan. I think what I'm happy about is that Dolan also showed us that, hey, I don't just have to play mech. You know, I can play other styles. I can do more than that.
Yeah, I feel like that's very important for especially the higher level of Terran players when they're a bit more versatile. They don't have just like, you know, one solid strategy and like that's all they go for, but like, you know, they can adjust.
Exactly.
They can try different things.
Oh god, you love to see it. You love to see it. And here we go. We're gonna find out how this series concludes, people. We're going into our ace match, and the ace match is gonna be on Berlingrad.
Indeed. Once again, not a huge map. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, Bioice doesn't seem like overly aggressive, Zerg, so. But we'll get to that. As now, we are in the top left corner of Berlingrad, introducing the red player, the red Terran, representing the United States, and himself. It is Dolan.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Canadian Zerg player representing Storm Gaming. It is Bioice.
By the way, still red players. And as we were saying about being more versatile.
Yeah, let's go. Game 1 we had mech, game 2 we had bio, and game 3 we have a proxy on the smallest map in the map pool.
I mean, why not? Like, as we said, like, Dolan is trying different things. He's not just sticking to one strategy and seeing how it goes.
Exactly, and Bioice's overlords are not checking for proxies. He is being a little bit greedy here, going for the standard rallies, and because of that, he will not see this for a decently long time. I say decently long because it's a small map. The overlords are going to eventually get across the map and confirm that, hey, there's no CC. Something is wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong, and this is not the end either. There's a third SCV going, but this one may be a scout actually. Yeah, this one is going straight as a scout.
Yeah. So this looks normal here. So Bioice is like, oh, okay, there's an SCV scout coming. Obviously, it can throw down a bunker, so a bunker will be turned down here at the natural base. Marines are on the way. And again, Bioice still doesn't know. He still needs more time. And oh no, because of the rally of his first overlord, he's actually not going to check the natural.
Yeah, he doesn't see the natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, the bunkers will finish up anyway. Now Bioice knows what's going on and what is going to be his response. Queens are on the way, Lings are on the way. He's pulling the boys.
He is, but this wall is almost done now, and the Marines are here as well. So some drones will fall for sure. 2 are already down.
Yeah, the drones are falling. All 3 SCVs are still alive. We need to see some cancels here. The bunkers, we do see a cancel. The first one. Oh my god, the drones are trying to file on through. The bunker's almost done. It's almost finished. He needs a little bit more time. Up.
Yeah, one of the bunkers is up, but all the Marines are down. One is coming now, but is it enough? Yeah, it's just there.
Oh my god, the repairs were good enough as well. It looks like this bunker will end up falling. Are we going to see a surround? We are. The Marines all get cleaned up.
Yeah, the Lynx were there just in time, but that said, 12 drones did go down in this attack.
Yeah, Dolan, he's ahead in the economy. He's ahead in the workers. He has more than enough. He needs to wall off at home, and he's already done that. He's already ready. He's already transitioning.
Yeah, the factory is up. The barracks are going home. The bad news for Dolan is that for a while, he won't be able to produce any units.
He won't. He has 1 Marine rushing across the map, and it looks like he will get behind the wall before the Lynx catch up. So, because of that, the Lynx won't be able to bust through the depot wall. Imagine, if that 1 Marine wasn't here, then the Lynx, they could eventually break through. They would force some SCVs off to repair, and things could get chaotic, but that 1 Marine is holding the line.
I mean, it is 1 Marine, though. Like, this depot is going low. He does have to repair it. There you go. That should be just enough to keep the Lynx at bay.
Yeah. There we go. The Lynx, they do all get forced back home. Dolan, he defends. He's transitioning. going into his natural base, and Bioice, he has to catch up. He has caught up when it comes to the drones, so there is at least that, but his gases are very late. You know, he still doesn't have Link speed, he doesn't have a Bailey Nest, doesn't have a Roach Warren. He has to make a decision, and there we go, he does go for Link speed.
Yeah, he focuses all the drones on minerals right now. No more gas mining anymore.
Yeah.
So, I guess, yeah, I guess he will be going Links for a while.
Yeah, pretty much. He's still forced to drone up. Like, Dolan is still ahead in the economy, especially because of those mules, and eventually he will have a natural base up and running. And Bioice can't really stop that. He can't really apply too much pressure. What's scary is that Dolan is prioritizing medevacs. Like, he's going to be going for a drop soon. He's looking to find more damage.
Oh yeah, and he takes Helions with him as well. So actually, this is just a Helion drop.
Yeah.
So considering there's not a lot of queens yet, there's 2 and 1 more coming, and there are some links, but not a lot of them. These may do a lot of damage.
Yeah, what's important is that there are some links, but they are slow links. Link speed is still a ways off, so these Hellions have a lot of potential for a lot of damage. Dolan has to go in now, sooner rather than later, as in 10 seconds, Link speed is going to finish.
Yeah, there's no creep connection between main and natural either, so the queens will have harder time to get here, and now the Hellions are in the main.
Yeah, exactly. Link speed does finish up in time. There we go, just in time to push this away. Oh my god, but he's not stopping the micro.
Nope. He's being fancy with these Hellions, but he has to be careful because this Medivac is going very low.
Oh god, no, don't lose it all. Oh my god, it looks like he will. Oh!
Yeah, the queen just gets the kill.
Jesus, and Bioice needed this. He needed to deal desperately with this drop. He shuts it all down. Bioice defends, and now he can get his third base. Now he can get his upgrades. He can drone up. He's safe.
For now, anyway. That also gives time to Dolan to safely expand to his natural. He's already making his first CC too, but there's a thing. Yeah, this is a natural.
So I don't like this from Dolan. Instead of going for a lair, he went for double Evo chambers. This means that Bailing's speed will not finish for the push. And the push is coming because Stim just finished up. And here we go, Dolan is moving out across the map. This push can end the game right now because it's just pure lane queen to defend.
Oh yeah, there are no banelings. There is a baneling nest, but yeah, with no speed. The 4 queens are all here.
True, and to be fair, we have
5
nothing.
queens even.
We have nothing but lings in production, so I do think there may be enough. It kind of depends on the positioning of these tanks and whether or not they siege up. And there we go, they're on the way. The queens, they're being focused now. They do not have enough energy for transfuse.
Yeah, the links run in. They focus the tanks, but is this enough?
Oh my god, the Marines are cleaning up so many of these lings, but it looks like it's just barely enough. Oh my god, I love the way that Dolan was using the tanks to reduce surface area on the Marines as well. Like, Dolan traded as efficiently as possible there.
Yeah, that's it. The links did clean up the tanks, so at least Bioice doesn't have to worry about that. And this Medivac is very low now as well.
Yeah, it's incredibly low here. The drop is still a threat, but again, like, if that medevac falls, then Dolan will be forced all the way back. Now he can start on that lair. It's on the way. He's got his upgrades on the way as well. Bioice was being greedy, but so far, it's paid for itself. And, ooh, the medevac gets picked off.
Yeah, Bioice has really been focusing those medivacs with the queens. He's doing a pretty job at that.
Yeah, that he has. Ooh, and now Bioice, he's working on his next base, his 4th base as well behind this. We have a lair, 1-1, the timing, it's well ahead compared to Dolan's.
Yeah, quite interesting considering how the game started, but I guess Dolan wasn't focusing on the upgrades as much.
Yeah, what I'm a little bit surprised about is that Dolan has also periodically like stopped SCV production, so he doesn't have the opportunity to Maynard because he didn't oversaturate his natural base, so he doesn't have a lot of workers, period, at the moment.
Yeah, he's actually missing a few on each base.
Yeah, so not the most ideal position here for Dolan. Again, he's kind of stuck here at home. He's pushing out with this drop, which I do like that he's still being active here. He still has like a window where he can kind of do what he wants, just because there is no bailing speed. But he still has to be careful. He still has to respect the queens.
Yeah, that he does. But he's doing a pretty decent job at cleaning this creep. Oh, he's running far.
Oh god. And this is what I was
That was
worried
very
about.
risky.
It really was. The medevac already on half HP. If he's not careful, it can get focused down. Is trading quite nicely against these lings. He is picking off. It does confirm at least that there is a 4th base.
That he does. Well, as I said, like I like that he's dealing, like he's trying to clean this script as much as possible, because it does give Bioice much less information, as he's still like in his corner of the map basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Just around his bases.
And something that's interesting here, we haven't talked much about it, is that Bioice has also been approaching these games differently. You know, game 1 against Mech, of course, he was playing Roaches. Game 2, he went Lingbane Muta. Game 3, he's not touching Mutas at all. He wants to go into Hydras. Oh.
This medevac is so low. It's like 1 or 2 shots away.
Yeah, it's incredibly low. Just barely he survives. But what's scary about the composition here from Bioice is that it looks like he wants to go into eventually Hive and Lurkers. Like, Hydras are a bit of a stopgap here. We have an Infestation Pit. We should be getting into a Hive soon. Not just for Lurkers, but also for Vipers.
Indeed, but that's it. I just love how Bioice just makes these huge Lingbane armies and just rolls over the Terran army. It's quite amazing to see.
Exactly, and that's what he's looking to do. A lot of creepers being cleaned up, but Bioice, he's just getting set up. Oh, actually going for a run by instead.
Yeah, he's going all around this army. Maybe he'll catch the reinforcement, or maybe no, he's going straight for the bases.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, there's not a lot at home to defend, so we'll see how much damage this can get done. Oh my god, that was so close. He was denied entry into the natural.
Yeah, and the tank did a lot of damage to this flock of links, but now they are just running around the bases, distracting Dolan from his attack.
Yeah, exactly. The lings are going to run into the tanks if they're not too careful. They do dive in and they will take a lot of tank shots, but the rest of Bioice's army does collapse on top of all of these tanks. They all get picked off. I said they all get picked up.
Caster curse. One of them stands strong, and Bioice actually has to move back.
That was honestly pretty devastating. He crashed a lot of banelings into tanks there. Like, he lost a lot of army.
Yeah, and these marines are standing strong. There are more oh, no splits on those marines, and the banelings are getting quite good connections.
Yeah, that they are, but finally we have those splits. All the tanks do get picked up here on the front line, but the Liberators, they're just leapfrogging forward. The Bio army does not stop. At the same time, bit of a run by, but oh, it's being cleaned up back at home.
Yeah, only 3 SCVs go down. And this army of Bioice suddenly got a lot smaller.
Yeah. I'm also recognizing how difficult it is to cast when a player is going Bio and they're playing against Bioice. I've caught myself a couple of times just saying the wrong, or just leading into the wrong thing. It's like, oh my god.
Bioice should play Terran, I guess. I mean, Zergs are biological. Zergs are biological.
Shaking my head. God damn it, Bioice.
I wonder if he was always Zerg, or if he changed races like along the way.
Yeah, that's a good question. As Dolan, he's just hunting down this run by. He was trying to hide it as best he could, but it will get picked off here. Oh my god, that's a lot of Liberators. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the discovery of this run by was a trigger for Bioice to attack with his whole army on the front.
Yeah, but Dolan, he does respond in time. The Marines are able to get here, and Bioice doesn't find a way in. Meanwhile, I was waiting for this. Finally, the Lurker Den is done. Finally, the Hive's about to finish up as well. Bioice can tech up, but right now he does have kind of an inferior army. Like, Hydra Lingbane isn't necessarily what you want.
Oh, he's moving out of creep as well and into this choke with the tanks already sieged. This will be a lot of damage.
Yeah, all the Liberators siege up. Only a single Liberator went down. And again, Hydras are not a great way to deal with this. You need something else in the air. Because of this, Dolan can kind of bully the Zerg.
I will say, when I see this ball of Marines, I just imagine a Fanga.
You're going to have to keep imagining, because that's not what we're going to be seeing here today.
I know.
Oh, God. A fungal would be amazing, but it is not here. Meanwhile, we do have the freedom zones being set up for Dolan. He's pushing on forward. You can't deal with the Liberators with only a handful of Hydras. Lingbane tries to crash in, but again, the tanks get so many juicy shots off.
Yeah, the tanks are just being... a lot of Marines go down. Like, Dolan is actually not splitting a lot, but there's just so much siege power in this push.
It really is. Meanwhile, the Vipers are out there slowly gathering energy. Unfortunately, we still do not see any lurkers whatsoever. Lingbane is trying to push on forward, but again, he loses so much every single time he gets in range of the tanks.
Okay, double parasitic bomb on these Liberators. And they actually go down, but there's still many more left, as well as the tanks, and more Zerg army falls.
Exactly. What's scary, the Lingbane army is getting smaller and smaller. We're basically having pure Hydra, and pure Hydra is not what you want against Marines.
Not indeed. The Hydras are falling so quickly to all this Marine army.
Yeah, exactly.
And now there's nothing left.
There's nothing left. He stims on forward. The Vipers never got any spells off other than those power bombs on the Liberators. That was not going to be enough. GG gets called, and Dolan takes the series.
GG.
GG.
Hashtag No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Good series by Dolan. As we said, like we really like his versatility in using different builds, different strategies. A very well played series.
Oh yeah, and more importantly, you know, Dolan, he is of course on the other side of the pond. He is also one of the ducks in the scene, so we gotta give him plenty of love here. Quack. Good job, Dolan.
Ducks play together, huh?
They do. Oh god. But yeah, Dolan, he played incredibly well here. I will say that Bioice did a really good job coming back after taking so much damage from that proxy. But there were some questionable engagements. I do think that you were praising it was at that moment where you were praising Bioice for like, yo, he's getting so much Lingbane, and I love his engagements that he's been having throughout this series. And that's when he went for a big run by, and the Lings did nothing. They didn't just do nothing. They left the Banelings exposed on the other side of the map. So when they did finally go for a big attack, the tank shots just went off on all the Banelings, and so many of them went down, and that was just such a big gas investment. And ever since that moment, Dolan had so much momentum.
I feel like Bioice was almost a little too aggressive this game, where like there were a few engagements which just didn't look great for him, where like he was off creep, like in a choke, or like behind the wall, like he just like really wanted to deal damage back to Dolan, but there was no opportunity for that. And like he just ended up losing more and more army for little things done.
Exactly. Ooh. So with that, Dolan takes the series, and now we're in a really interesting place. Yeah, because both Dolan and Future, they haven't lost the series yet. Dolan did drop a map, so because of that, Future is technically ahead, but this series here will determine who comes out first in this group.
And oh boy, it's TVT.
Woo!
I hope you guys have your snacks ready.
TVT, let's go. As the people can see on the screen here, again, we played out our first two series of the night. Then we got a wave of forfeits, unfortunately. And then we are going to round things off with the TVT with Future versus Dolan. Dolan, a player who, again, has been practicing quite a bit. He has been improving. And Future, a player who has been on a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, indeed. And we saw that Dolan like has all these builds and stuff. Like clearly, I can't tell much about his activity as I don't exactly follow his games, but like he clearly knows a lot about what's going on at the very least. And we'll see how much Future remembers of that, I guess.
Oh yeah. We will see, especially because like something that I've always said, and we'll see if it rings true for TVT, is that typically when we have a returning player, we've seen it a lot with the Koreans coming back from military service. It's the mirror matchups where they excel in the most, because it's the mirror matchups that have changed the least over time.
Yeah.
And that a lot of the like previous openings and builds, like they still work nowadays after many years.
Yeah, generally in mirrors that will happen most often. As like I mean, you have the same tools. The tools is a very very popular word nowadays. But yeah, like you have the same tools. So like not much is. I don't want to say not much is changing in terms of strategy, but like the strategies are changing much less rapidly than in other matchups because like you often have like in other matchups, like especially in like CVT, like oh you have the BC opening, so now you have to do this opening because of BC opening. Like you always have like like meta response to the next build, but in mirror matchups it doesn't happen as often because you more or less have similar ideas, I guess, on both sides.
Yeah. Exactly, and we'll see if that works out here. We'll see if Future can keep up with Dolan. That is going to be the question as we dive into our final series of NA Apprentice Group C to figure out who comes out first and who comes out second.
Yeah. So everybody, get ready for Hardwire LE. As we are in the top right corner, introducing a red player representing America, the United States. We have Dolan.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the American Terran. At one point was the best Terran in all of America, representing Alpha X. It is Future. And as we get into this series, I also want to give a quick reminder to the people in the chat, !Matcherino in the chat if you want to help support this tournament. There is a Matcherino page. I believe there are only like 2 codes left. So again, massive shout out to everyone in the chat. A lot of the codes have already been used up. We only have a couple remaining as, actually 0 codes are left. My god.
Whoa. That's very nice. Like the season is not over yet and the codes are used up.
Yeah. Good job, everyone. Good job.
If you do want to contribute, you still can by contributing your own money.
Yes. There are also those quest rewards over on the right-hand side as well. If you wish, you can help follow some Twitter accounts or some social media or some YouTube to help out the scene and help out the tournament.
Definitely check out those.
Yeah.
As so far, so mirror.
Yeah, it's kind of what we would expect here, and there's no really big deviation from our players. Probably the biggest one is Dolan is mining a little bit more gas compared to his opponents. So you can maybe utilize that a little bit here to go in for a faster 1-1-1. We'll see as God, Dolan, he kills the cleaner bot again.
He killed all the bots the last game. He really hates those bots. Like he went out on the map to like specifically hunt down all the bots on the map. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my god. Dolan, please leave the bots alone. They're just trying to do their job. They're just trying to clean.
They're just trying to clean up this map after all these battles.
Exactly. Oh god. But really, Dolan, he's just showing us all that he is a dirty player. You know, that is why he did go for that proxy in Game 3 against Bioice. Shaking my head.
So I like how this Funara works on the onion. Yes, I'm safe.
Shaking my head. ! Funara Dastan in the chat. Welcome, Dastan. Welcome. We've had 2 out of the 3 El Prisma boys show up today. Paco, Mike, and Dastan.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody called Darkness.
Yeah, Darkness, I know you're lurking in the chat. Say something. Oh my god. But yes, it's great to see you this time.
Have you noticed like how they only show up one at a time though? Maybe it's the same person.
It's possible. Of course, Paco se la come. Always, mate, always. But yes. Hopefully we get to see some more of you one day soon, Dastan. Hope you're enjoying the holidays as well. We're reaching the end of the year. December is coming up. Christmas is coming up. Hope everyone in the chat is
Oh,
having a good
hold
time.
on. It's November. Okay?
We're
It's November.
getting there. We're getting there.
Look, I'm not ready. And I have a lot to do.
Oh, God. Speaking of having a lot to do, Future, he's going across the map. He's got his drop, he's got his marines, he has his tank as well. Again, this is a little bit committed. If Dolan had opened up with a couple of cyclones, and to be fair, he does have one, there's potential for him to really shut this down. So Future's got to be careful with his positioning, as the tank of Dolan's already sieged up. Ooh, and the cyclone moves out of the way.
Yeah, and the Raven is on the way as well, so that may be helpful for Dolan in this attack. But so far, the high ground vision is really nice for Future. He gets to see farther away.
Oh god, and Future's being so risky with this medevac. He unsieges his tank. There's not enough room to pick it up. And the lock on. Oh no, oh no.
He actually picked up the tank. The tank survives, just barely.
What? How? It's got one. Okay, finally it gets focused out. It had 1 HP. The medevac almost goes down as well. Dolan does defend.
Yeah, it was very close. It was like last second, the literal last second he picked up the tank.
Jesus Christ. Future, please. He was...
The Reaper is now in the base as well.
God, there is a Reaper in the base. So he does slow down the CC, but it will eventually be cleaned up. At least he'll be able to scout the entire main base. But again, Future was just being so greedy with that push. And as we saw, because of that greed, he didn't really get a lot for his troubles. He ended up losing his tank. He got a cyclone. Not a great trade.
Yeah, not ideal. That's it. I would say that's something I also wanted to mention, that like we've been praising Dolan about like his different builds and like, you know, different approaches to games. I feel like the strength of Future is more like his fancy micro. Like he just gets a lot of the situations with Future just are based off control. Like those Reapers against Ruiyichi. Like here he's like doing his fancy like pickups and stuff. Like he seems to be more like micro focus player. Rather than, you know, builds.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
yeah, we'll see how that goes against each other.
That's what we've seen so far. That's definitely what we've seen, and we'll see if that holds true here as the game continues. We have another job coming across the map here for Future. We also have a random cyclone in the center, so that does mean that Dolan has to be careful when it comes to his ravens. If he does move out a little bit too soon, like the cyclone is ready to pick one off for free.
As the tanks are now and the ravens are moving out, this cyclone will probably spot them.
I love this spread of marines as well. The marines do confirm the cyclone's location. At the same time, drop is going into the main base of Dolan, unscouted, unchecked, straight into the mineral line.
Yeah, a lot of SCVs are gonna fall down here already, 2-3. And this medivac also is chased by the Vikings, so there's no way out for these marines.
Oh god, the rally wasn't there. So many SCVs have fallen. They're forced to fight as well. 13 go down.
15.
Ugh.
And the marines are still there.
Yeah, exactly.
50 SCVs total go down. That's like a whole mineral line.
That was a really unfortunate like timing, because Dolan was in the middle of making add-ons on his production. Like he just didn't have any marines coming out. Like he just had nothing at home to defend, and he refused to turn around with his tanks.
Yeah, the tanks were just too busy destroying the rocks on the front, and the Vikings had to deal with this alone.
Exactly, and now, sure, Dolan is pushing out across the map, but he's down 20 workers. He's so far behind economically. What he does have is a high tank count. He has 7 compared to 5, but 2 tanks honestly isn't the biggest of deals. Like it's not, like it's all about positioning more so than numbers.
Yeah, and even without the worker difference, like Future was able to set up his third base quite easily, while Dolan is only starting now.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of this is about who sieges up first. Also, where are the disables? Where are the auto turrets? As, oh god, you see Dolan shoots first. He picks up a Raven. Oh god.
Ooh, Dolan tried to throw some auto turrets on the back, but it was not enough.
GG gets called. Dolan lost all of his Ravens before he got a single spell off, I believe. And Future,
he got 2 turrets.
He got 2 turrets. Meanwhile, Future had like 7 turrets.
Yep.
Dolan, he was forced all in, and GG.
Yeah, those turrets from Dolan were also very ambitious because instead of like throwing them in the front like Future does, he went all the way back behind the tanks, and that's where he
Yeah.
started throwing them. But by the time the Ravens got there, they were already like sniped down by the Marines.
Exactly. Oof. It was a good start from Dolan, and then everything just suddenly went south for him in like a
Yeah,
single drop.
yeah, basically. I feel like, I mean, a lot of damage was done because of his stubbornness with not going back to defend his base,
Hmm.
and yeah.
Exactly. Oh boy, and now here we go. We're diving into game number 2 of this TVT. Can we see our fellow Duck fight back? Let's find out.
And we will find out on Berlingrad Alley, where we are in the bottom right corner of the red player. He killed the dog.
Killed the dog!
Right? He killed the doggo. How dare you, Dolan? How dare you? It is the dog killer, Dolan.
Oh god, and spawning in the top left, we have the player with a soul who has left his doggo alive, left it alone. Because again, he is just a good person. Compared to his opponent. We have the American Terran. He is blue, representing Alpha X. Currently up in this series, it is Future.
But seriously though, I always think the doggos look really nice in bases, especially in Terran bases, because I kind of imagine like, you know, when sometimes soldiers have like camps like, you know, on the front and stuff, sometimes they will have like pets like dogs or something.
Yeah.
Like they help them with the army, or sometimes they're just there for support, you know? And like those are like settlements in space, so it would make sense for them to have space doggos to keep them company.
And not Dolan. Not Dolan, mate, as he does get rid of all the critters and all the bases.
Shaking my head.
We'll see if that works out for him. Feels bad,
I'm
especially
cheap with
because like
Future now.
yeah, like especially because like I feel like critters for Terran aren't the biggest of deals. I mean, I guess they do mess up building placement, I guess, and
Yeah.
SimCity is pretty important for Terran, I guess.
Yeah, but is it that big of a deal when they're just hanging out around the mineral line? Because it's different like with walls and stuff, because you need them like right now or everything dies, right? But I don't think like the Terran SimCity is so much like seconds intensive, to put it at that time. Like I feel like the split second doesn't make that much of a difference. Obviously in a build, but you know. As we have a Reaper fight in the middle of the map.
Yeah, and Dolan comes out on top here, so Future is forced all the way back. Dolan is trying to hunt down that Reaper, trying to cut him off. Can he get him? Up, up, up. He gets him.
Yeah, he's gonna win this fight. Or is he?
Yes, we do have a
There's a
second
second
Reaper
Reaper
that's
joining.
about to show up here for Future. Future turns around and Dolan will lose his Reaper.
Yay! Go Future!
Let's go.
Hashtag no bias, except bias.
Exactly. He kept his dog. It's still there. It's still chilling in his way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like it's keeping the civis company, you know? This is a stressful job.
It is. It is. Very stressful. At any moment, there could be a drop of Marines suddenly from your opponent. Meanwhile, Future's across the map. Ooh, the CC is being delayed quite a bit as it does. The SCV does get picked off. And the Cyclone is still not out. It will pop out just barely in time to deal with these Reapers.
Yeah. They still get 2 SCVs, which is nice. And there's still this Helion in the natural. But ooh, there's another Reaper sneaking in.
Oh my god, the Reapers, they just don't stop here. And the Helion was able to just barely get an SCV as well. So again, Dolan still doesn't have a natural base. Reaper gets in. Another 2 SCVs get picked off. Oh my god.
Free. There you go. Yeah, very nice from Future. Future seems to like making bigger number of Reapers exactly for this reason, so he can sneak into bases.
Exactly, and now 5 SCVs have gone down. Future, his base is already up and running, his natural base, I mean. He already has an orbital, he's already landing mules. Meanwhile, Dolan is still struggling to finish his CC.
Yeah, very nice for Future. I guess that's what happens when you have a support of a doggo.
Oh god, you don't
Yes,
wanna,
I get very salty
you
about
don't,
this.
you don't want to you don't want to get on Kuro's bad side, people, when you're
You don't.
when you're being casted. You don't wanna oh god. Meanwhile, again with this opener now, Banshee's going to be coming across the map. Thankfully, Dolan, he is working on Vikings, so he will have a little bit of an answer. He's actually going across the map. Ooh, we've seen this before. Not the strongest push, but Dolan is just coming across the map with everything he has. No,
Yeah,
the
there
doggo!
are 2 Cyclones waiting for him. Don't even dare to do it.
I don't know if you saw, but he used the Reaper to knock the doggo up in the air. Didn't do any damage,
He really
but did knock
hates,
him up.
but he really hates critters, doesn't he?
Oh god, here we go. Dolan, he's
Fight
across the map. The Vikings are being rallied as well. Everything is being rallied. Ooh, overextending a little bit with these Vikings, but the Vikings actually stand strong. There was no lock on from Future.
Yeah, they give really nice vision. Oh, but there is a scan. And actually the tank is in range now. Kind of.
Tank is in range of the CC, so shots are going off at the same time. Banshee gets across the map. 4 more CVs go down, but the reinforcing Vikings are enough to force this Banshee back, even shuts it down.
Yeah, to shut it down. Oh, there's now second tank from the high ground. It's gonna destroy this siege finally.
Yeah, Future, he shot first. He had the better positioning. The Vikings were a little bit out of position there, and these Cyclones were able to force everything back.
Oh, but there's more coming.
Yeah, that there are, but Future, he had some breathing room, right? He was able to shut down so many of those Vikings as well. More tanks are coming out. Raven pops out, so we have a disable if need be. Oh, has to be careful. The Vikings!
Yeah. Oh, he's actually throwing a turret instead.
Yeah,
and the Vikings do get down the Raven, and the Marines are trying to clean up the tanks, but they're not enough.
Yeah, that was an ambitious move from Future, to say the least. Oh god, he's pulling the boys though, and there's nothing to protect the tanks.
Ooh. Yeah, the tanks are alone. The Vikings do not land, and the tanks are cleaned up.
And you know what's the finishing blow is that another Banshee has shown up across the map. Where are the Vikings? They're still not popping out, and in a couple seconds, we are going to have Cloak. There is not enough energy for a scan.
Oh yeah. Enable, now. Do it now.
Oh god, he's buying time.
How about now?
Buying time. In a couple seconds, there will be enough energy for a scan at the natural base, so he can pull it off. But again, this Banshee is still dealing a lot of damage. There is the Cloak.
There it is. Yeah, Future was really waiting with the Cloak, but there is a scan. So that will be the end of this harass. But that gives Future some time to settle up his third base.
Yeah, third base is up and running. We have our tanks. We have another Raven to replace the one that was picked off earlier. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's just so aggressive with these Ravens. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they keep falling down. And every time they do, like, there's so much less, like, yeah, just tools that you can use. And the air army of Dolan just gets bigger.
Yeah, Future needs to calm down with his Raven control. He's lost 2 of them almost for free at this point.
It's another one.
Yeah, there is another one. Oh god, a tank gets picked off. Dolan, he's having some nice wins here and there. The problem is his economy. Because of these Banshees, like, he's down 20 workers. He only just now started his 3rd CC. Like, he has to make something happen here. And the boys are being pulled once again.
There you go. The intimidation was enough. Future just
GG.
looked too scary.
I mean, Dolan knew that he couldn't protect those tanks. Like, he was being so aggressive with so little because he had to be, because he had nothing left. And with that, GG gets called. Future takes the series.
So, now we learned that it's very important to have a support doggo.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now we know that on Berlingrad, if you kill the doggos, then things are just not going to go well for you. It's not going to go well.
There you go. Clearly, we just proved that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We didn't prove that. Future proved that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God. And with that, congratulations to Future, as he doesn't drop a single series. He doesn't drop a single game, and he will come out first in Group C.
Yeah, congratulations to Future, who said he's a really bad player now, apparently. But hey, it doesn't look like that to me.
Yeah, yeah. Still looking quite solid. I mean, there were a couple of mistakes here and there, you know, but again,
yeah.
Overall, a very strong player. Meanwhile, who comes out second? I believe Dolan comes out second, as he did take down Bioice. So Bioice, yeah, I believe he doesn't make it out, question mark, right? Yeah, maybe? Yes. Okay, I was just doing some quick math.
So.
Yes, yeah, so our two Terran players, Future and Dolan, they will be moving out of Group C and moving into the playoffs.
Cynical is reporting that the Wikipedia is updated.
Oh.
So you can go to !B in the chat. We'll take you to the Wikipedia page.
Yes. Massive shout out to Cynical in the chat, as he is one of the biggest contributors in all of Wikipedia. So thank you so much for being there in the chat and for updating Wikipedia on the many pages that you work on. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout outs to Cynical Dev.
Yes, exactly. As with that, we are done with Group C. We did it. Yeah, we made it.
For those interested, because we had an Uko fan earlier, Group D is happening in 2 days, I believe, the cast timing?
4 days. 5 days.
4 days. Yeah. Huh?
4 days and 22 hours.
It's on Sunday, the American and European time.
Yes. If you head on over to the Wikipedia page, you can see the countdown timer. You can see the date for when Group D will be live, and it will be on this channel. Unfortunately, there is one walkover in Group D, but only one, so we will have many more matches to cast.
Indeed. And we do have all the replays. I mean, do we have all the replays? Did we check that, or is that like another Tavo situation?
We're gonna assume we have all the replays.
I still can't get over that Tavo match where we like spent like good 15 minutes looking for the replay because it was apparently not submitted. Like the wrong replay was submitted, and then it turns out it was like a 2-minute game.
Yeah.
That wasn't even like there wasn't even a fight. Like, and the game just ended.
I cut that break out of the VOD. So if you tune into the VOD for Group Stage 1, then don't worry. The downtime is cut out.
You should have kept the downtime just so people can feel the pain.
Shaking my head. But yes, Group D will be next on this channel, and it is a group full of Protoss and a single Zerg Uko. So, oh boy, my wish is that, of course, our boy Patty Mac can make it out and Uko can make it out as the lone Zerg. But I'm honestly a little bit concerned because Maples has been popping off hard. He has been getting incredible results. He hit 6K on the NA ladder. And especially in PvPs, like Maples, he can be dirty. He beat Neeb in DreamHack. He 2-0'd Neeb with a cannon rush.
I mean, yeah, that happened.
It happens.
And Riser is not a bad player either.
Yeah, Riser is a pretty good player as well. He recently got second place in Battle of the Americas. He beat Trigger in a PvP, so again, very strong players in Group D. My hope, at least, if we look at the groups, is that at least one Zerg player can make it to the playoffs. That's what I'm hoping.
The Zergs are not doing very well, huh?
Yeah, I think Antis probably has the biggest chance. I feel like Antis's group is a little bit more doable.
Right. Look, watch Antis make out of the group and then play Protoss.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen. Oh god. Yes. My heart goes out there to the North American Zerg players that are remaining here in this tournament, and hopefully at least one of them can make it to the playoffs. So we'll see as the week will progress. Yeah. With that, thank you so much, Kuro, for joining me today for the cast. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm for some reason I'm casting now more often, but I'm still #not a caster.
Yeah. I mean, I feel comfortable like asking you to cast some of these broadcasts just because they are shorter. They're pretty short broadcasts. They're a little bit more laid back, and also no one else is awake. So.
That's the real reason, guys. Let's be honest here. Like that's the only reason.
Well,
here.
the big reason is also because you got rid of Group Please. So like, you know, people have been asking for some Guru casts and we're just not getting them. You know, like what the hell?
Look.
Shaking my head, Kuro. You owe it to the people. You owe it to the people.
Do I?
Oh, God. Shaking my head. But yes, with that, we are done with Group C. Shaking my head, disrespect as well. I think this is the second time he's shown up at the end of the broadcast. God damn it.
No, I think last time he showed before the end, but it was like after his matches or something.
Yeah, after his matches. God damn it. But with that, again, thank you so much, Kuro. Kuro, do you want to tell the people where can they find you if they want to find more of you on social media and stuff like that?
Boy. Here we go. I mean, the best would be if you follow me on Twitter at 16squads. You can also follow me on Twitch at 16squadsanseki. I don't stream very often though, but every now and then. I barely play StarCraft on the Twitch channel though, so be warned. But most importantly, join the CranKy Ducklings Discord, because if anything is happening, it's probably on the Discord, like in one place or another. We have channels for our tournaments, we have channels for just general like discussion about StarCraft or less StarCraft related things. We have our voice channels, we have special voice channels for our subs. Like there's a lot of things happening on the Discord. And now we also have Discord events when we go live. So you can you can just, open the Discord and be like, there's a stream going on, and you don't miss the tournaments.
There you go. There you go.
What about you, Light?
You can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. You can follow me there, I guess, on social media. I do stream occasionally throughout the week. I do have ladder sessions. I also play some Final Fantasy 12 and some Final Fantasy 14 whenever we have time. So yeah, if you're interested in some ladder sessions, then follow me there. Otherwise, all of our casts are here on the CranKy Ducklings. Today is a pretty packed day of StarCraft. We just casted NA Apprentice. In 10 or so minutes, we will be back with Berserker Team League, BTL. We are having our playoff match against License to Kill, and I cannot wait to dive into that. It's going to be hype. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. And in less than 12 hours, we will be live with GPO, Grand Platypus Open. So if you're interested in Southeast Asian and Oceanic StarCraft, then we'll be live then as well. I know it's at a bad time for North America, so I understand if you're from the land of the Americas and you're going to be asleep at that time, but I at least recommend tuning into the VODs, because things can get really wild in that region.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, if Mio Micah is involved, you know that things are gonna get interesting.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in to NA Apprentice. Again, massive shout out to Sugar, who was in the chat. Without Sugar, North American StarCraft would be a lonely place. So thank you so much for Sugar for running this event. This is essentially GSL, but only for North America. I say North America, I should clarify now, this season, also Latin America. So yeah, we've expanded here. We're including the regions of South and Central America. So yeah, it's great to see this event slowly expanding. Again, if you want to support this event, check out Matcherino. And with that, Kuro, do you have anything else you want to add?
On that note, yes, I wanted to add, as we have the Stan, we had Paco Mike earlier, because I feel like still a lot of Latin American players have not heard that this season of NA Apprentice is also for Latin American players. I don't know when the next season is starting, if that will be still the case by then, but it's very likely that Sugar will continue this, so definitely keep NA Apprentice on your radar, so you can be in this place the next time.
I'm sure we'll be pinging everyone and letting everyone know next year, I imagine, when the next season drops. So yeah, we need some more Latin American representation here. We had a little bit, to be fair, but not too much. I feel like we could do with more.
Funaratabo.
Sugar's like, I also don't know when the next season. Soon TM 2022.
Yaku knows. You can ask Yaku. There you go.
Yaku knows very little. Okay, Funada Yaku in the chat. Oh god. As we bid you adieu, we're done with NA StarCraft for now. We're going to be back in 10 minutes, 10 or so, maybe 15 minutes, with Berserker Team League. It is a North American-based team league, and CranKy Ducklings, our team, is going up against License to Kill, a very strong North American team. arguably the strongest. We did lose to them in the round robin stage. So I'm honestly a little bit nervous about this. We'll see. We'll see how we do. Shout out to Apprentice Esports. They're also in the playoffs as well.
Yes.
Unfortunately, on the other side, I would have loved a rematch. I would have loved to have casted NA Apprentice and then go straight into a show match against Apprentice Esports. That would have been.
I
great.
mean, wouldn't it be more fitting for the finals?
I guess.
Just saying.
I guess. But yes, we will be back very shortly with our next cast. Thank you everyone for watching. If you just want to tune out now, that's fine. I would have loved to avoid that. Fun fact, we played against Apprentice Esports in the round robin stage and we won 4-0 in a best of 5. How's that happen? I don't know. Oh god, I would have loved a rematch, but yeah, we'll see how we do here. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back after these duct tapes.
Bye.
Ciao.